What's up, everybody? So, all night, Happy New Year's Eve, we're sitting here, home buddies, all just in anticipation, waiting for 2011 for Rift to finally go live. All these interviews we've been listening to, they were all guild leaders and they were all men. So I put it out there on the Rift forums. I was like, there has to be some guilds out there with women in positions of power. Sure enough, I get a response, and I got it from Portia, Exotic Occult. She's the guild leader of Exotic Occult, woman in power in an MMO. What's up, Portia?
Hey, Happy New Year's.
Same to you. Thank you for coming out here and doing this interview on New Year's Eve. So, Portia, right off the bat, just tell us about yourself, your guild. Tell us all about Exotic Occult.
Sure, no problem. Portia, I'm a 27-year-old female gamer. I've been a gamer my entire life. My parents chose to beat Zelda and Mario over raising my brother and I to be productive toddlers, so it's really been with me since childhood. I even went to Collins College for a while for game design, had a lot of fun, but really it was the storytelling aspect that I enjoyed the most. My guild is Exotic Occult, and it was initially started by Coma in 2007, who ran it through several games like Age of Conan, Fallout Online, and I joined up in Ion. A really PvP-oriented guild. I think that PvP is one of the best way to hone your skills and really learn your class. So we've really been about PvP in the entire time.
Fair enough. So, obviously, my next question I normally ask if your guilds are more PvP, PvE oriented. You just premised that. You said you guys are all about the PvP. Here, I have a question for you. Do you guys think the PvP servers should be free for all PvP servers?
Definitely. If you're going to be running a PvP or running on a PvP server, you've got to be ready to have that, the ability to know that you're being watched. You have to know that somebody's going to be behind your back ganking you if you are not careful. And that really promotes finding a good guild and making friends and teamwork. So I think that it should always be free for all PvP on a PvP server.
I am very glad you said that, because in the interviews tonight there's definitely been some disputes back and forth. I'm with you. I'm on your side. I think PvP server should just automatically be free for all. I was told tonight that I was wrong. Free for all PvP is dead. And I sort of well, if you're not going to have a free for all PvP server, you're really a PvE guild with PvP on the side, but it is what it is. I'm glad to hear that some of a true PvP is out there. What about roleplay? Does your guild get involved in roleplay?
Not so much. I mean, a little bit of light roleplay just for jokes and giggles is okay, but we're really not into that lore. I think it's best served on its own server so they can play interrupted, but it's not our cup of tea.
Fair enough. So, your guild, you're going to be going to a PvP server, but not the RP PvP server. Anything else? What else can you tell me about what's going to go on with Exotic Occult in Rift?
Well, we're pretty excited because we recently got a great asset, Silent Wraith, who will bring a more hardcore raiding side of the guild in. So we're going to have Coma and I focusing more on PvP. Silent will be working on doing hardcore progression through the PvE side. So we're going to have a very well-balanced, well-rounded guild in Rift. We expect to, compete for the top spot in any chosen server that we go on, and, completing a server first or two. It's not our main focus to be server first, but we do have players skilled enough to get the job done, and also level fast enough as well.
Nice. So, I know Exotic Occult, you guys are out there, you're in beta. What do you guys like best about Rift? What does your guild like best about Rift so far?
It's so polished. It's very clean and the visuals are great. Animations are solid. The Defiant side, just from the first dungeon that we've gone into, it has a little bit of a challenge to it. There's some things that are not just straightforward. Tink and Spank, we went on the Guardian side and they had the 4 drops. The 4 dungeons that were just really easy, and the Defiant side really showed a little more challenge. We like the PvP contested zones. That's going to be one thing that keeps us busy, and definitely the souls. Being able to change souls on the fly is pretty nice.
Fair enough. And then all this, speaking all this benefit, bonus, everything great about the game so far. Tell me, what did your guild not like about it? Like, if the devs are listening, what would you hope that they would really take a serious look into to change?
Well, I think I mean, obviously this isn't beta, so there's going to be a lot of change. We need some more support for ATI players. We have, plenty of mates who have problems with the ATI versus Rift issues. Actual gameplay wise, it would probably have to be more PvP availability. I know this is starter zones, but it's annoying to have flags on a PvP server. Just not cool.
Yeah, I can definitely second that. The flagging's a little, but we just talked about that already. Going forward, you know what? Part of the reasons I wanted to reach out, find a female guild leader, is, you know what? What's it like being a female guild leader? I mean, do you feel that the people that come into the guild treat you equally? Do you feel that maybe they give Como a little more respect? What's it like being a female guild leader out here?
Surprisingly, it's been really easy, and I'm just kind of one of the guys to everybody. I'm not sure if that makes a difference because I'm not single, but it's been really fun, and we don't really get treated any differently whatsoever. I get a lot of respect from my members. It's been nice and surprisingly accepting. So.
Well, I mean, you quickly breached over it. What did it have to do with you being single or not? I missed that?
I think just comparatively from times in the past versus now, being single has guys just have I don't know, it's like you said, it's very saturated with male players. So when you have a female in there, sometimes it goes a little. It can be a little scary at times for the females. Always fun, but it gets a little weird. As soon as you take out, being single out of the picture, you just become one of the guys. And I think that has made the entire difference.
I mean, do you have a boyfriend? Do you have a husband? And do they play the game?
Nope, I am. They don't play the game. He's my husband, and I'm glad he doesn't play the game. I get really competitive.
Gotcha. And so once they find out you're not single, you're the guild leader, do you think you being a female helps attract other females into the guild, or do you think there's sort of like little cat fights going on?
Oh, see, that's so mixed because it depends on the girls. Yeah, some girls who are they're the kind that like, oh my god, attention on me, please. That I don't mix with. So it's a yes and no. Some girls, it's great for it. Harbors a safe place to just hang out with like-minded people and have fun killing everybody that we see. Some girls it's not the place for because we're not going to give you that attention. It's not about that. So
Nope. I can see where that's coming from. As a guild leader myself, with the females that we have in guild and whatnot, you can hear my voice. Essentially, we have more of a leading council, but the buck stops with me. I'm that douchebag at 3 o'clock in the morning in vent. So I'm sure you girls come across them all the time. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, there's some fun times, that's for sure.
Exactly. So out there, out of everyone who responded, you're one of the few. You're definitely in the minority out there. Is there anything you could say to other female MMO players out there if it's worth it trying to jump into a guild leadership position? What would you say? You'd recommend stay away from it. Tell them you're married and just collect your loot and move on.
I think that more girls should be leaders. Right now, I think a lot of guys think we're not really capable of playing pro, but which honestly makes it more fun when we're standing over their dead bodies in PvP. Oh man. But no, really, they need to step up to the plate and have that confidence in saying, hey, you know what? We're just another player, just like you guys, and there's no reason why you can't be under me. Don't take that the wrong way.
I was definitely taking it the wrong way. But speaking of being under you, how do the men under you react in your guild? I mean, you ever get question given an order? Like, 'cause sometimes a guild leader, you're in a raid, you have to say, shut the fuck up, do it the way I say, and that's it. Do you ever get someone who backtalks you, and you think the reason they're backtalking is just because you're a chick?
Not once have I encountered that. I don't really have an intimidating voice. I don't, I'm not scary, but if I need to be a bitch, I'm gonna. And those times to step in and take that confidence and just say, nope, this is what's gonna happen, and you're gonna do it. Those times come out, and I haven't had one person backtalk me because I'm a girl. Not even once.
Oh no, that's good to hear. Cause I just in the interview, I can hear it in your voice. You're very nice, very sweet, but I can definitely hear like the boss bitch come out. I can see it. I can definitely picture it coming out of you. But you said your guild, you guys left off in Aeon. You played a bunch of different games. You're all waiting around for Rift. What do you guys think how Rift is gonna perform against WoW?
Oh, isn't that always the question? You know, it's kind of up in the air because Rift seems to be a mesh of like Warhammer, WoW, and Lord of the Rings Online. I don't think that with a game tailoring in that same type of game, same type of gameplay, combat, all that, I don't think that will ever be a WoW killer. I think that in order for it to really pull a lot of subs away from WoW, it's got to have, some of the base things that make any MMO successful, but also a real game-changing mechanic. And I don't see that in Rift. Not to say it won't be successful, because it is. It's got tons of money and backing behind it. It's going to pull some subs, definitely. I don't think it's going to impact it that much, though.
No, you know what? I agree with you. A lot of people. I may be wrong, and because as I'm leveling up, I see a lot of things that definitely have promise. Is it a next generation MMO like what I think the players are truly looking for that third generation MMO? I'm not sure if Rift makes it, but again, I've only made it to level 15 in a beta, so by the time the game goes live, we never know. But I definitely agree with you on that. So, Portia, wrapping this up, what do you want to tell us about Exotic Occult, why they should join the guild, and anything else? Any closing statements?
Yeah, Exotic Occult is just so fun. It's like a close-knit guild. We always have a good 60 to 70 solid quality players. We don't believe in the Zerg guild mentality. We can still compete with the top guilds, even though they've got 3, 4 times our numbers. We just have so much fun, and it's just great being able to know everybody in the guild, know you're being supported. It's just great. So there's lots of reasons to join us, but just know that you gotta bring your game, because even though you're accepted at first, that probation period is killer.
And with the application, do they get a free picture of their guild leader?
I make it pretty readily available, so yeah. It's on the site. EXOTICOCCULT.com.
EXOTICOCCULT.com comes with sugar and spice. So, Portia, any songs? Anything you want to dedicate to anyone? Your guild mates, anything?
Oh yeah. There's a song that popped in my head the first time we teleported over Silverwood to PvP and kill some Guardians. It's Bodies by Drowning Pool. That one's for you, Guardians.
Excellent. Thank you, Portia. Thank you, Exotic Occult. And New Year's Eve continues here on TrollRadio.com.